Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab.
Hi, everybody.
Does it look like there's two things?
Because the video capture device
Where
is
is
on.
the camera?
Oh, right there. Sorry, everybody. We got our camera working good and figured out what was going on, so we have a little bit of an echo at the beginning, but we're here. And it looks like nothing's happening.
Right, I gotta figure this out, so...
Regional content, maybe. Anyways, how's everybody's weekend going? Is everybody doing good out there in the world of stuff? Or not? How is everybody's life doing? We are trying to figure out what happened to our Fox Sports. It looks like it went to something else.
We're trying to figure out why we're not where we belong.
Yeah.
I could try to sign out, or what's this one?
Account sign in or sign up, and then we have TV provider. So are we on it through our TV provider though?
Is there nobody in the chat?
I'm just asking you a question to answer it.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've never signed in, so I don't even know what a sign in would be.
It looks like Walter is in the chat. Ravi is out there, and Sophie's with us. Hey guys, how's it going? Walter says, okay, SmackDown now. Maybe. We haven't seen anything yet. For some reason, our Fox Sports on our app is not working correctly.
Figure it out. Just get them yapping.
But we'll figure it out here in a minute. Risey, D, Travis, what going? You guys good? Oh, pretty good. Let's see. Sophie's like, will these guys actually show up on time, or will they be late? Oh, wow.
It happens a lot, I know.
Yeah.
We try not to.
Yeah, well, we're on time, but, hey. Sophie's like, Rampage looks like you can miss the show this week, and do you think with it being taped this week that will affect the rating-wise? Possibly. But Sophie's like, Pat has COVID, and Walter says Pat McAfee will not be on SmackDown. Oh, yeah? He's not going to be on SmackDown because he decided that he would go out partying. Did he go to Obama's party? I heard that's a big deal. If he went there. All that good stuff. Anybody got any plans this weekend? Anybody do anything fun? You guys still have whatchamacallits out there? Some storms happening, Walter, in your area of the woods. Ravi's like, D finishing her dinner. Didn't have dinner. Dinner was way earlier today, so wasn't finishing anything. So it's unfortunate for you that I'm not finishing my dinner. But, hey. I'm pretty sure you're just having a midnight snack. Or what, your midnight or 1 a.m. snack. Having some tea and crumpets, are you? Do you put jelly on your crumpets? So it's like, both Fox and NBC are mad at the WWE for different reasons. At one point, the WWE was going to be on sale to Disney. Riley says, it's the fraud. Oh, I'm glad somebody's getting to see what's happening. I'm kidding. So, we are trying to figure out some information here, and we might be not doing SmackDown anymore. Because we would just be behind. Yep. It's in Spanish. You don't have this channel in your package. So, interesting.
Why is it saying that we're in Phoenix?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Then Becky Lynch is coming out. Do you allow it as it's you with your dress? D-ness? Oh, yeah. Well, all your UK-ness happening. Whereas like Corey Graves and Kevin Owens, Robbie says, I just got in from my mate's house. Ooh. Out bouncing around, huh? spreading your germs. Walter's like, the man, Becky Lynch coming out. Sophie's like, Becky wanted to turn heel because she saw how it helped Roman with his heel character.
Right.
Cool beans. That's interesting.
Why it wants us to be in Phoenix, or why it would matter when you're on the app. Because it's not supposed to. It's supposed to play live anywhere.
Right. That's what I thought.
Is there something that I'm just not seeing?
I didn't see anything. But I don't remember all the stuff that is in there. Watch now. That's 20th.
That might be the 20th.
That's last
Stuff.
So, let's see. Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if the Fox app took it off. I haven't seen anything about it.
I hadn't either. So I don't know.
Because you used to be able to watch.
Yeah, Walter, there is an AEW Rampage tonight. It's taped, so we're probably not going to be doing that. Roberto's in the chat. Hey, Roberto. Happy Friday. Vindicator says, you feeling all right tonight, guys? Hey, help me out. Who's the redneck chick running her mouth instead of wrestling right now? That would probably be Becky Lynch. I was like, D, looking pink and blue, definitely your best color. Vindicator says, hope it doesn't take all night to get Phillips, Jack, Brooks. No, I mean Brock, Anderson, Lesnar. And Waller says, oh, okay, Dalethea. Yes. Yes. Yeah, they're taped. Rampage is taped this week, and I can't remember if it's taped next week, but we probably won't be doing anything like that.
I would assume next week would be for the pay-per-view that they would do it live, but I don't know.
Right.
But that's all I can speculate on that one.
True. That is true. Very true.
Dish. See.
Huh. Well, it doesn't say anything about it. It just says...
I mean, it's obviously logging me in.
Right.
But I don't understand. Unless it's somewhere in here.
Yeah, but I would think that it wouldn't matter. I mean...
Scores.
It's weird. Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure out what's going on with our Fox Sports app. Walter says, I'm good. Raining out, watching TV, relaxing. Nice. Riley says, Belair, what's she going to do? I don't know. So he's like, people thought that with CM Punk return to wrestling, it would get them 2 million viewers every week. Yeah, I don't think that's really going to happen.
Do we know what they got so far? I mean, what they got Wednesday?
Oh, yeah. Are the numbers out? I guess that would be something to ask.
Yeah, it's never done this before.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's done it for a minute. Does that seem normal?
You are currently signed in. That's it. Roberto says, I finally got Alexa Bliss Lily doll, but she's not watching SmackDown with me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sophie says, they got 1.6 million this past Wednesday.
Oh, so they got up there.
Yeah. I guess he's bringing it because, you know, we figured if he got over 1.5 that's, you know, kind of what he wanted to do.
See if he can maintain it.
Yep. The only thing that I saw maybe is it said is to unplug the whole device, but then we'd have to unplug. unplugging the connected device and the power source, as well as your router and modem used to connect you to the internet. I don't know. I haven't seen
Obviously
anything else.
Something like this, said something about something.
But
That would have said something. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I have no idea either. But I mean,
That's just weird. It's never done it before. I wonder if outside it's doing it. On that Roku. If it's having the same problem.
how the one that's outside on the
Well,
deck.
that's in the front room.
Oh, the one in the front room.
The same one.
I didn't really. Oh, that's right. You brought it in. I forgot.
Yeah.
Huh.
Fantastic. Good Friday, though. You have no idea what's going on in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, no idea. Robbie said Belair is a mug if she thinks she's going to get the title back. Walter says now Zelina Vega. Sophie says with CM Punk return to wrestling, it got people that stopped watching wrestling after CM Punk first left to come back to watch it. Walter says Carmella talking. Cool. Yep, they're still not there. Huh.
Is this one there? Search. Try SmackDown. I don't know where it's at or how to even look.
That's it. Huh. Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only been watching it for a year.
Right.
Almost 2 years.
Robbie's like, Liv looking to knock some heads together.
Oh, Liv's out there.
Vindicator says, yay, Liv is the biggest return of the night. She is the only reason I'm not a 20-minute break. Sophie says, Brock return was a last-minute thing. One of the wrestling sites confirmed it. Chris is in the chat saying, Liv Morgan. Walter's like, my cable is fine. What happened to your cable? It's not necessarily our cable, Walter. We actually have to stream it from the Fox Sports app. And before we could stream it from the Fox Sports app and it didn't care where we were at. But now all of a sudden it's trying to make it like we aren't, like we can't just watch it. Like we're in Mountain Standard Time or even actually Pacific Time is what it's trying to put us in. So it's not even at like our time. It's like 8 o'clock, which is Pacific Time. So yeah. So I'm not sure. Robbie's like Bella crying up in there. Not surprising. She does tend to do that a lot.
Is she fucking crying, really?
Chris like Zelina looking like Alexa Bliss hair. So if it's like, what's the difference between regular Fox and the Fox Sports app? There really shouldn't be anything. So that's the problem. Like the Fox Sports app, you should just be able to watch live content when it's live. It shouldn't go off of your location at all. Like, it should just be wherever you can watch it live. And so ours did something different, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but it's not being very, very nice. So if it's like AEW Dynamite is going to be on 2 Saturday nights in October thanks to hockey. Yeah, that's why they're going to be moving it to TBS, Sophie, instead of having it on TNT, because then they don't have the sports on there, and that's why they're moving it next year to the TBS station instead of on TNT. Robbie's like, D, it's not that deep. Oh, that's good. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, so, I don't know. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, Alita's in the chat. Hey, Alita, how's it going? Let's see. Sophie says that at some point SmackDown will be on FS1 in October because of the World Series, right? Vindicator says Liv and Bianca tag match versus Jobbers coming up. Dang, the break is calling me, but Liv has been out too long for me to miss this one. Sophie says, is Ayla secretly there since Travis disappeared? No. Walter's like, Dalethea canceled trivia. I haven't canceled anything. I don't even know if it's on commercial break, Walter, because I can't see anything. So, sorry guys. Vindicator says, but looks like you guys might shut it down early tonight, which is sad. Either way, still good to see your smiling faces. Robbie says, I'm not bothered who has the title as long as it ain't Becky or EST. Yeah, so the problem of it is that if we can't watch it live while it's happening while Eastern Coast, it's not even worth us watching it.
We'll have to get a different provider as like we did with the Yahoo TV or whatever.
Yeah. We'll have to either buy the Fox Sports stuff and pay for it that way, and hopefully they don't go off of our location, which is weird. I don't even know why it's doing it. It's never done it before. The whole time we've had it, now all of a sudden it's doing it, and it's ridiculous. So I don't know if it's something that we need to redo in our stuff or what. So I have no idea. Right. But it's giving you an Espanol on there too.
Don't care if it's in freaking French.
Right.
I can tell what's happening.
But it's also doing live now there too.
I'm trying to find just how to sign it is all.
Or he's like, D, you and Travis, you can't leave. You guys make WWE better to watch.
We're not trying to leave. We're just trying to find it.
Not trying to leave. We're just trying to be able to watch it. Walter says on Monday I'll be here for Raw, still here for SmackDown. Good deal. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how to get on. Did that not work? See full schedule. Yeah, they must have changed it this week. I mean, I figured it would be written though.
I figured they'd have an update somewhere telling you they were doing it. No updates, no letting you know what they were doing. That's nice. That would have been lovely. Let's see. JVD is in the chat. Hey, JVD.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us.
Walter says on Monday I'll be here for that. Alita says cheese. Sophie says the WWE Hulu deal ends either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I wonder how that would affect their Peacock deal. Alita says YouTube TV. Robbie says military press on Vega. JVD says I heard Brock got pulled from tonight's show. Maybe he only signed
he
a.
wasn't going to be on.
He only has a contract that, goes for so long. Alita says, who cares? And Sophie says, how you liking the new WWE NXT logo that has been leaked today? Haven't seen it and haven't paid attention to it, so I cannot help you with that. Okay.
Why does it keep saying it live on the phone?
Hmm. Anyways, Brandon's in the chat. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? Robbie says Liv actually killing it tonight. Nice. Vindicator says Travis didn't set up enough traps to keep the technology gremlins away, and they finally got to your systems. But don't worry, you are not missing much, but hopefully you'll get to at least see the ending. JVD says, not a fan of the new NXT logo myself. Sophie says, I'm watching Fox on the regular TV. It's because you're in Central or Eastern time. And I know that a lot of people don't realize that there's other time zones out there, but in other time zones, the TV doesn't always start at the same time as yours does. Like right now in Eastern time, it's 8, and here it's 6. So they aren't going to play it in our time zone until 7. And then in Pacific time, it's not until 8 at night. And so we don't get that on our regular programming. So we have been using the Fox Sports app to watch it live. Well, now that we're signing in with our TV provider, I guess, decided that we don't need to watch it live. They have it set up that it's on Pacific time. So it's not even at a time that would be on our regular TV. It's actually at a later time, like an hour later. So it doesn't even help us. Yeah, 8:21 to be exact. Just, doing this. JVD's like, what happened? And JVD also says, where the hell is Mia Yim?
She's on Raw.
Right. And JVD says, what happened? And Sophie says, Adam Cole has been trolling on his Twitter, like not giving any hints or clues if he is staying or going to AEW. Alita says 8:21 here. JVD says, oh, that sucks. The Vindicator says, message retracted just because I can. Right? Robbie says, Belair eliminated Vega with Cena finisher and Liv eliminated Carmella. Cool. That is fantastic.
I'm here at work for a second.
Right?
Now it won't load, so I thought maybe the app was down.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's see if it works. Fox is hard to find on here for you,
Right.
There's even a search thing.
Anyways, let's see. Sophie says they should fix that problem with the Fox Sports app for everyone and everywhere. Well, it was, but, that's how it goes. Luke and Jade are in the chat. Hey, guys. Says, this is Jade. Don't worry. All you're missing is Zelina Carmella botching everything, apparently trying to kill Liv and Bianca. Oh, that's good. Sophie says, so what time does Rampage air in your time zone? Well, it airs on ours at
8. So 10 o'clock Eastern.
10 o'clock Eastern. JVD says, I thought Baker was teasing Cole going to AEW. Alita says, try FS2. Yeah, it's not on there. Pepper Owens is in the chat, says, I'm on commentary tonight. I can't be texting while I'm at work. See you next Friday. Bye, everyone. Be safe. Sophie says, it's 8:21 here. JVD says, Pepper Owens, you saved the commentary team tonight. Thank you, bro. Vindicator says, Jade, are you a Liv fan like me and Luke? Sophie says, Cole has been quiet. JVD says, Liv definitely deserves a push. And Luke and Jade said, hell yes, Vin. Thomas Akers is in the chat, says, what do you think of the new NXT logo? I don't like it, but it is what it is. Haven't really seen it, so I couldn't say whether I like it or not.
They said that twice. What is it?
The new WWE's NXT logo. I guess they might have changed their logo, but I haven't looked. So, Pepper Owens, like, first off, I am a girl. Oh, well. Well, you're still a bro. Let's see. Sophie's like, Adam Cole has been quiet. I don't think he knows what he wants to do next. Robbie says, just need Banks out now. Vinegar's like, cool. Luke and Jade says, wait, Vin, since when are you a Liv fan? And JVD says, oh, my bad, Pepper Owens. Alita says, what network do you have? Dish Network is how we usually sign in with our cable provider. Sophie says, if Adam Cole goes to AEW, he won't have that much TV time, the same problem everybody on AEW has. Vindicator says, since forever, nothing bad to say about her. Vindicator says, ever. And Robbie says, Belair defo fixed to win this match. Everyone says, I used to have that Drew McIntyre gimmick last year before I lost the WWE champion. Ooh. Don't want that. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, I don't know. Sorry for being quiet, guys.
I think she's reading.
Well, I was trying to see if there was something that you could do to fix it, but I'm not seeing anything. Let's see. Leah says, I think they're having difficult. JVD says, if Adam Cole stays with WWE, he will be chasing Reginald for the 24/7 title. Purple says, and now I hear that Iron Will is Bobby Lashley. What? Robbie says, Liv with a modified curb stomp. Indicator says, Liv versus the redhead would be interesting, but Bianca does deserve her rematch. Then Morgan gets the winner. Sophie says, Adam Cole probably looks at the contract offers right now, thinking where he wants to go next, or stay with WWE. Robbie says, Vindicator, forget Belair. Liv should get a match versus Becky. Luke and Jade said, Liv has been in training ring on her Insta for the last 3 weeks, working with a bunch of big names. Wonder if they getting ready to push Liv with a storyline. They're going to try that again? Maybe it'll happen this time? Or would it fall flat on its face? But you hope that.
Well, they have nothing but women over there.
Right.
They can do stuff now.
Right, yeah, they can. They do have women now. So Sophie says Travis is the most quiet tonight. He's trying to figure some stuff out, Sophie. Vindicator says, this is amazing, though, since Liv and Belair have not fought since NXT. And Zoe Ziegler is like, I will see you all later. JVD says Liv is having a great match. Well, good. I'm glad that Liv is having a good match. That they are working it out.
To people from Fox.
Yeah. Tell them their shit sucks. It's like, why would we even bother? It's ridiculous. Redonkulous.
Typing too fast again.
Ravi says, knew this would happen. Rematch EST versus Becky. Luke and Jade said, well, she just took Bianca to the limit after lasting a lot longer than the other two. Plus, she just had a real decent match.
The agent ended it on me last time, so I don't know if he says anything.
Streaming availability on the Fox platform is provided through third-party TV streamer. If you are unable to sign in, use your TV player, locate certain content on the app website, or send me a message stating this content is not available on the app, or then you will need to contact your TV for further assistance. No matter, you chatted with us today regarding accessing content. I was glad to assist you, redirecting you to your TV provider. Is there anything else that can help you? Does not SmackDown fellow. Thank you for contacting Fox Customer Care. If there is nothing more, just an assistant, call them. If you need assistance outside those hours, you may frequently ask questions. All emails are responded to during the predictive hour. Basically, there was nothing in there. They're just telling you, oh, it's not working. You need to contact your TV provider as to why it's not working.
Right, because they couldn't understand what I was saying.
Right. Something like that, I guess. Sophie says most of Liv's best friends are not part of the WWE anymore. Lady says, yes, it was a good match. Vindicator says Bianca is getting her rematch, but she was off her game tonight. Struggled with her traditional moves. Redonkulous indeed. Sophie says, when SmackDown goes to FS1, which they sometimes do, how will that affect how you watch it live? I don't know, Sophie, we can't watch it live right now, so who knows. Walter's like, Paul Heyman talking, boo. Vindicator says, LOL, Roman locked Heyman out of his dressing room. Sophie says, at least we are seeing Dee tonight instead of hearing her voice. JVD says, so WWE advertises Lesnar tonight, then they pull him from the show.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And Goth Leshy is in the chat saying Paul is locked out, right? Oh, did they finally get their shit fixed?
I can't help any of that. I don't know. But I know it said it was there. I don't know if it's live. I don't know if it's where they are. I don't know anything.
Well, maybe we are back. Are you guys in a commercial? Just out of curiosity.
With Flo? Flo Rida? I mean, it would be cool if it was in the middle.
Right.
I don't want to go out to see.
Right. I don't want to see. I don't want to do that either. All right, good. You guys are in commercial. They're in commercial too, and everybody's in commercial. Good. All right. So hopefully it was just a glitch on their side of whatever was happening with the Fox Sports stuff, their thing, and maybe they finally got it fixed.
So the guy's like, oh, this one's talking about that.
Like, oh, that's right. We could get our shit together. That doesn't.
That's
fucking surprise
hopefully,
me.
let's just see if this is even it.
I'm hoping. They say it's on commercial.
You can hope all you want.
So yeah.
It's our anniversary. This is our Arizona commercial.
It's normal. Looks normal so far. All right, here's a quick trivia question for you. Who won the corporate Royal Rumble on Raw? Walter's like, yes, commercial. Robbie says, you fix your app then. Wasn't our fix.
Well,
like,
yes, is what he's asking me. So maybe. We'll see. I'll let you know where we're at when we get back to wrestling to see if we're in the same stratosphere. We might be at the beginning. You guys might be in the middle. We don't know.
Well, it's like 6:34, so we can't be at the beginning.
But we will find out when we come back on air.
Right. Let's see. Alita says Dish Network satellites are here. Vindicator says, I'd rather see Dalethea, Travis, Ayla, and Brandon struggle to fit on one couch. Wahahaha.
Right? The struggle is real.
You know, it depends on the couch bin because they do make pretty big couches, you know, that are like sectionals that all of us could sit on.
The couch in the front room would fit us all. Might not be comfortable, but it would fit us all.
That's true. We could all fit on that one.
Easily.
Let's see. Steph says, do you think if we get Brock versus Reigns at some point, you think they would let Brock win the championship?
Absolutely. If they go that route, and I hope they don't. It looks like Brock signed a 1.5-year contract, right around 18-month contract with 10 matches. So, or was it 8?
I thought it was 8.
8 matches. So 8 matches. So about one every 2 months. So that's perfect for a title reign.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they're setting him up maybe to be a champion.
True. But, I mean, even if he wasn't a champion. And the thing of it is like they're saying that what happened is that Roman
I would like to see them keep him away from the title for a minute.
The Roman locked Paul
All right,
Heyman
so
out.
they just came back. They're talking about what happened at
SummerSlam with Drew.
Is that who that is?
Seth.
And so, are you guys there? Is that where you're at?
I know Robbie said I'm ahead, but Sophie had said while we were on commercial.
Alexa yelling at Eva Marie.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we might be a minute or two behind, but are we anywhere near that, or is this the beginning?
Right. Vindicator says trivia questions are just way above my pay grade. Sad face, lol. Let's see. Alita says, so we are going through a storm. Oh, I see.
I'm 4 seconds behind, so people should have already answered.
Alita Raw, January 1st, Saturday tickets.
All right now it's showing Roman Reigns and the family celebration coming up later tonight. Is that what you guys are seeing? Nobody's answering my questions.
Alita said yes,
okay.
That that's what she was seeing. Robbie says, seen a recap from SummerSlam. JVD says they need to keep Roman heel with Heyman.
Yes.
Here's your recap with John Cena. Okay. Anyways, the answer to that trivia question was China. If you guessed China, you got it.
Old China. Remember
Sophie
her?
Says the WWE announced a new pay-per-view event called Day 1 on
January 1st.
22.
Looks like it's going to be a Saturday. Pay-per-view. New Year's Day. I'm going to be so hung-over. No, just kidding. I don't think
but... Right. Hungover from what? Drinking apple juice?
Eggnog.
You wouldn't even drink that, you weirdo.
Organic eggnog.
Walter, Alita says you're close. Walter says yes, same. Alita's like yes, and JVD says yes. So we're all on schedule. We finally got what we're looking for here, jerks.
We are on. The sky is not falling. The sky is not falling.
So I'm guessing this was not our problem.
It was yours.
It was the
alone.
Fox Sports people's problem.
Yes, we got it all figured out.
I wonder how many people
were text them and got it figured out
them.
while I was texting. I was like, and they're like, "Oh, we'll fix that immediately."
They did not fix anything. They said it was your TV provider's problem, and we're like, "It isn't, you jerks! It's watched this whole time. It's been fine." And all of a sudden tonight, it's like, negative people.
Brock Lesnar looks like what's his name grew up. Dean Ambrose grew up.
That's too funny.
Got a little steroids in him. Suplex City, look, they're showing it.
He's like, oh, here, let me.
I don't remember seeing that. Maybe that was on the show. I don't remember seeing it.
It wasn't. I'll
have to go back and watch it again. Look at Paul Heyman.
He got locked out. They were talking about how he was locked out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I figured if they were going to start doing any bullying to him, then he will go.
No. Just you.
They're like, we need to write you back over to him. Oh, shit. Come on, Paul. Like, you wouldn't want her to stalk you. You wouldn't even care. Like, oh, she's dangerous? That's fine. She might kill my dog. It's fine. Make it soup. It's fine. Whatever.
What? Travis!
Have you never seen Fatal Attraction? The bitch kills this fucking rabbit and cooks it.
Okay, rabbits are different, but dogs, come on. They eat rabbits.
Fatal Attraction.
In UK, they eat rabbits. They're hares. They will eat them. They hunt them and eat them.
I am talking about Fatal Attraction.
And I am talking
Argus soup. That's what happened if I had an affair.
It would be chickens. The chickens.
Maybe.
And I think the affair, the person who did it wasn't the wife. It was the lady who...
I didn't say you were cooking them. I said the crazy.
Yeah, and it'd probably be your chickens. You'd be like, why are my chickens gone? And then
she's
all
like
of a sudden
in the kitchen. She's like, you hurt me.
I never watched that movie.
She's a fucking... At Glenn Close, that's a crazy woman.
He didn't know Brock was going to be there, he says.
You setting him up, Paul? You ready to go to the Uso Penitentiary? I don't know. There's a little bit of smoke here.
Oh, jeez. Vindicator says, I see everything you see, Travis, except the windmill, and she's in the backyard, which is disappointing. Another sad face. Says,
next Saturday, we will be outside for the pay-per-view for AEW. No, it's Sunday. The 5th. When's the 5th? Sunday?
The Sunday. It's a Friday.
Next Sunday, we will be outside, unless it's, like, ridiculously windy. But I don't even care if it's snowing, I'll be out there.
Well, it is like never even really watched the era. Sophie says they are showing SummerSlam stills. Ravi says if the pay-per-view is anything like SummerSlam, please help me now. Vindicator says eggnog is August. It is August. That's unheard of and possibly unsanctioned. Eggnog in August. Walter says WWE January 1st coming to my town, Atlanta, Georgia. Starlight Glimmers in the chat saying goodbye forever, Cena. And Sophie says this will be the first time the WWE holds a pay-per-view on New Year's Day.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for all pay-per-views. I like all of them.
Are you? Do you?
I do. As long as they keep it responsible with their 3-hour cap limit, right around 3.5 hours, I'm good with it. When they start getting like
4,
2 days,
5,
7-hour type things, that's when it starts to wear. I honestly thought SummerSlam was going to have a 2-hour pre-show and then like 15 matches. I was like, oh, this is going to suck. But it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
It did have a lull right there at the end, right before the, what was that match? The Edge and Seth match. But a lot of people loved that match.
They did love that match.
And I'm like, how the fuck? But whatever.
Right.
I think that was the slowest one, but it might have just been because how everybody's energy just was different out of the 3 of us.
Right. Well, that, and I think that we had like a pop and then it was like blah. JVD says, I blame P. Cola. Sophie says, I'm on the Cena SummerSlam recap. Ravi says, Kayla laughing so hard. Alita says, don't you hate when you call and you get it fixed?
Right.
Walter's like, the Usos, boo. Sophie's like, maybe day 1 is the reason why there has been talks of them moving the Royal Rumble to February.
Right, which would make sense. And it's okay if they do that. There's nothing really good in February anyways. So I'd love the Royal Rumble to be in February. Although I really do. Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view. And then it's followed right there by the WrestleMania and then Money in the Bank. Those are my 3 favorites.
Right, yeah.
I've never been a fan of SummerSlam. They never have the matches. They never build up the right.
You didn't think this one was very good either?
It was all right.
Was it okay?
It was all right, but it was forced.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they forced those returns. They didn't need either one of them.
Right, they really didn't. Not with what was happening over on AEW. Why would you do
I
it?
kind of wish they wouldn't have, just because now people are saying they did it because AEW brought CM Punk.
Yeah.
No, I mean, maybe they did, but I'm saying they shouldn't have because of that.
Right.
And then said, look, we can still beat you without it. Okay, now we're bringing the big guns.
Right. I agree. I don't think they really needed to do it. I know a lot of people ask that question. Well, what is WWE going to do to retaliate? Or what are they going to do in return? It's like, why do they need to do anything? They could just be like we
Right.
give a shit about some has-been.
And I don't even understand what the big deal is if both shows pull in 2 million people in a week. Like, I get it because it's supposed to be like who's better or whatever.
Right, but how long is that really going to happen? Like, how long is it really going to be that he's going to keep the attention of people on the show?
I'm just saying if they did.
Because what
Why does
about
it
the
matter?
next AEW's next week? Is he going to be on there? Probably not. He's going
Right.
to be there for that pay-per-view, but then he's only contracted to have so many showings, just like a Brock Lesnar.
Right.
He's
But
only contracted to...
Right, you're talking about Punk. I'm just talking about the company in general. What does it matter if they're good?
It
doesn't. It shouldn't affect WWE at all. They're on different networks. They're on at different times. There's really no race to get more
They
fans.
never cared about other ones. They never cared
No.
about New Japan. They've never cared about
Right.
Impact.
Well, they've never been that big.
Doesn't matter.
But
They've never cared
what
about
I'm
them.
getting at is if they took AEW and moved it to Monday nights at 6 or 8 Eastern, now we've got our fight. That's what I want to see. I mean,
Right.
if AEW thinks that they're that great, go head to head. Take it right to the man, and then we'll see how good it is. And by the way, AEW is fantastic. I'm not saying anything negative about them at all. That's what I want to see. Let's go ahead and put them face to face, head to head, and see what happens.
Right. I'm going to say a trivia question real quick.
You should.
Trivia. What blew up in Dean Ambrose's face at TLC 2014?
His girlfriend.
I don't think they were together then. But Vindicator says, no, I can't bring myself to eat a rabbit. It seems like it would be nasty.
Oh my God. So my neighbor used to eat them, right? He cooked them and put them in stuff. And I would eat it, like, because I would eat it. but I never seen it when his dad, because his dad had a rabbit farm or whatever, would bring them.
Oh.
So I'm in there, and they come in, and they're skinned.
They look like a dead cat.
They look like dead cats.
They
look exactly like dead cats.
They do
and I
look
was
like dead cats.
oh, you got to be fucking shitting me, dude. I was like, that looks like a dead cat. I still ate it, but
still,
it's hard for you to get over that.
The look of it, yeah, because you'll associate that look, and they do. They really do. Once they're
like
skinned and they
look
don't have
like
a head
wet
on them,
cat.
they look like a
Mr.
dead cat.
Bigglesworth.
Yeah, and it's sad, but they do. You're very right on that. They do look like that. Ravi says rabbit is a decent bit of meat. He also says, but goat meat is even better, which it is. Goat meat is better. I don't mind goat
Never
meat.
had goat.
Greek, a lot of Greek meat is usually goat. Sophie says, I thought where you live, it is normal to eat rabbits.
No.
Are you talking about the UK?
What is normal? Well, maybe in the UK, unless you're talking about where I'm at. What I eat here is meat, beef, pork.
What's normal in our
chicken,
state is beef.
and potatoes. That's it.
I mean, maybe back in the day, like when things were scarce and stuff, it was a huge deal to hunt jackrabbits because there were such an abundance of them and they would eat them. But that was back in like, what, the 1930s or 40s or something like that?
Yeah, a couple weeks before I was born, at least. I have no idea.
But it was
Cesaro
crazy.
going right after Chad Gabe.
So Sophie says Brock is now a face. Right, Walter says good wrestling. Sophie says Paul did look surprised when he saw Brock come out last Saturday. Walter says Roman Reigns is mad at Heyman. Alita says, now is Roman Reigns mad at him or are the Uso twins
stirring
mad?
Shit. They're stirring shit.
And they're stirring crap up because they think that Paul Heyman knew something. And it's like, yeah, I don't think so. But like Travis talked about it actually, that he thought what was going to happen is they'd really start bullying Paul Heyman and Brock would have to save him.
I've been having that storyline since, I don't know, they got together, I think.
Yeah.
How do they break this up? Ooh, have them all attack Paul and beat him up in the ring, and then Brock comes down and saves him.
Right.
Uber babyface.
The answer to that trivia question was a television monitor. So if you guessed the
TV.
television monitor, you got it. Alita wants to meet up with Walter, and Ravi says SmackDown is just ad city these days. Walter says Alita maybe, not sure. And Sophie says it is weird that they are going to hold a pay-per-view on New Year's Day. Alita's like, I'm not sure either. Alita's like, more beer. Sophie says that will be the shortest road to WrestleMania since Mania 20 if they did move the Royal Rumble to February.
I'm okay with it. Shorten it up. It is such a long road anyways.
Ooh.
But I mean, come on. How many of you out there, honestly, wake up after Christmas Day, open all your gifts or whatever, and you're like, shit, New Year's, right? That's your next thing. And then after New Year's, it's like, I mean, my birthday's after that, but it's fine. But a lot of people's isn't.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, Royal Rumble's the next thing. And then once Royal Rumble comes, you're like, okay, now Mania. Okay, now spring. Now summer's here. Okay, now Halloween. Now Thanksgiving. Now Christmas. Royal Rumble time. You know, like, that's how it's part of my get through February time. It's like,
Right.
fuck. All the vitamin D in my body's gone by February. I'm just sitting here going like, I have to get my tanning bed just to get a hit.
He's going to swing him.
Uh-oh, swing
Is
time!
Otis going to stop it, though?
Or am I the only person that does things like that? Like, have
Otis,
dates where I
stop
do it?
it.
Otis! You son of a bitch!
Disqualification!
Maybe
His
it's just...
invaluable in his corner. That's hilarious. Robbie's like, I don't care enough about who has what
shit!
views. Right?
That looked
Ouch.
brutal.
Poor Cesaro.
Kevin Owens out there doing a ring announcing?
Yeah, they were talking about it earlier while you're still working on stuff. Or trying to find anything that was going on. But yeah, they
And
were
Corey
saying,
Graves.
Kevin,
They brought in the big guns because McAfee's out with Cove.
and they probably are like, well, we don't want Michael Cole out there. He might have it.
Oh, is Cole not
Oh,
there?
no, Cole's there. He's in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So they have 3 announcers for tonight.
Yeah, Corey Graves.
Corey, Kevin, and Michael Cole. Michael Cole's being kind of quiet. Couldn't imagine
It's
why.
all right.
But Sophie says AEW All Out card doesn't look like a pay-per-view card.
Doesn't? It just looks like a B show. I don't like that at all. And this is supposed to be their major pay-per-view. I don't like it at all.
I think it's because they had to put all their stuff together for CM Punk and put him as their main thing, and so they just gave up on everything else.
I'm more excited about the Jericho match myself, but...
Right?
I mean, come on, Darby fucking Allin, are you kidding me? That's your go-to?
Right.
Darby fucking... You're already helping Darby. I mean, obviously they're doing it to push Darby, so he's going to push Punk. Punk's going to win. But they're going to push Punk, or, Darby, and Darby's going to be, like, really good. Darby doesn't need any more help, and if he needs that much help, he's not worth watching. He's already got Sting.
Right. Yeah, he does.
Like, if they brought the biggest gun they could find to help him, now they're bringing in the next biggest gun. Obviously, Punk's bigger than Sting, but not in history just now. That is a lot to bring in. Ha-ha! Corbin looking piff.
What?
Look at him. Happy Corbin.
What happened? Uh-oh. What?
Oh, we're bringing the rich stuff to the main roster now? They were just doing this with the $1 Million Man and
NXT,
Cameron Grimes.
Yep.
Is that a Bentley?
Yeah, it is. I thought that's what his car was before. Anyways, so Robbie says...
It was a truck.
Oh, was it? Sophie says AEW All Out card design. Walter had green paint. Alita says...
Like an SUV.
Oh. Alita says Rabbit is greasy. Vindicator says my favorite pay-per-view of the year is All Out and its long history of groundbreaking time-stopping blood-filled matches with the Swindlers coaching them up to immortalize in greatness. Sarcasm. Walter's like Chad Gable boo. Walter's like Cesaro swing guy. And Alita says goat or lamb. Sophie says it is looking like the WWE pay-per-view run times will be like how it was before COVID with SummerSlam being over 4 hours. Robbie says Swiss Tony killing it and D not bothered. Vindicator says dead cat sauteed in butter is probably a delicacy. That's just not for me either. Sophie's like
anything
Idaho.
Sauteed in butter is probably good.
Just because we live in Idaho doesn't mean it's backwoods, stuff, guys. Squirrels and rabbits aren't really on most people.
Nobody eats squirrel.
That I know of, even the backwoods of the most backwoods do not eat that stuff here in Idaho. Like, never ran into...
I feel like that's more of a southern thing. And it's because the income's lower. Like, we don't have a lower income here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they're not eating squirrel. They can just buy a cow or something.
Right. Walter's like, okay, at 9 p.m., I'm going my time still here for 13 minutes. Sophie says they wanted to hold off Brock versus Roman for a future Mania. Alita says me. And Walter says boo, Otis. Ravi says Otis means mean muggin' tonight. Sophie says if they are considering moving one of the big four to a different mouth, that opens the door for them to do all the main pay-per-views. Ravi says Corbin is flexing. Walter's like, Baron Corbin has money, lol. And Kiwi Lollipop's in the chat saying, what?
Happy Corbin.
Here is a trivia question for you, maybe. If I still have my spot. Oh, there it is. Found it.
I was going to tell him about my old neighbor molesting kids.
Okay, tell him about the neighbor molesting kids after I ask this. Which legendary boxing champion served as a special guest referee outside of the ring during the WrestleMania 1 main event? Okay.
Yeah, so there's this guy. He used to live next door to my sister.
Right.
And he moved in, and I got to meet him, and he's like a pretty cool dude, right?
Yeah.
Like, he would help us, like, work on vehicles. Like, he worked on my brakes. He's worked on ball joints.
Right.
He would help April out with her boyfriend's stuff. And another buddy of mine that was the maintenance man for their apartment complex.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He'd go over to his house, work on stuff. Anyways, pretty
creepy,
decent, normal dude, right? But anyways, like, I get a message from somebody or something. They're like, check out the newspaper. So I obviously get online to check it out. And he gets arrested for, like, lewd conduct for a 15-year-old. And I'm like, what the fuck? So this story gets better and better. Like, or worse and worse.
Worse and worse, I
right?
think.
Worse and worse. So he has sex with 15-year-old. Then she gets pregnant. He takes 15-year-old. They're dating. He's 47.
Right.
Takes her to Oregon to get an abortion because they don't do that here. They don't ask questions. They're like, yeah, we'll kill anything. Anyways, so they go to Oregon, get an abortion, which is illegal. You can't take a minor over state lines. So that's a federal crime. Then they come back, and then he makes... Because then they get caught. I don't know how they get caught, but they get caught. He has her hiding under his bed.
Oh, God.
While the police are there. And then obviously they find her because you can't hide under your bed.
Right.
It's like, that's the worst hiding place in the history of hiding places. Jason Voorhees would tell you that right away.
Although, I've seen a guy's story that he hid from cops at a party between the bed. Like, he was between the mattress and the box springs of the bed for, like, hours and hours and hours, and they never found him. But anyways, go ahead.
Right. So, anyways, he gets arrested, and then after they, like, let him out on parole or what... Not parole, but whatever it's called, like, release bail.
Yes.
And they hook up again. Anyways, he's upstate. He's in prison for, like, 17 years now or something.
Right.
But it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, I know you. I know his kids. He got kids.
You got kids.
And now his kids, I mean, they were old enough at the time. But he told Caden to tell that it was his baby and that it was his girlfriend. And Caden was dating the older sister.
He's like, I can't lie. He's like, it's not. He's like...
I'm just dating everybody in the family.
I'm just dating the whole family.
I got the mom next. Somebody come get her. Anyway, so... ridiculousness on all part. Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like a train wreck.
It's crazy. That is crazy. That kind of stuff is crazy. So the answer to their trivia was Muhammad Ali. So Ali, sorry.
I didn't
Muhammad Ali.
But
so
like
if you
Muhammad
guessed Ali, you got it right.
The answer to everything is always Muhammad Ali.
Right? Alita's like, squirrels are nice meat. I'm sure they are. I will agree.
I will take your word for it. I will never find out on my own. My dog would agree with you. He ate one in the backyard.
Right?
He ate its head and its shoulders and its arms and its upper half.
Right?
Look at this. Did it all by himself. Hopefully
Nice.
he's going to be a motivational speaker type.
Robbie says
this is what happened.
That he got lucky. Robbie says Darby ain't that bad. He's up and coming. Vindicator says Toasty Marshmallow should be careful staring at camera in the middle of a parking lot. Got to be more cognitive of your surroundings. Alita says he supposedly got lucky in Vegas.
Ah, there it is.
Oh, when they were there for SummerSlam. Well, it's a good thing they were in Vegas then.
Where did he get money to invest into gambling? His $35 turned into $100.
Isn't that whatever somebody gave him out of their wallet or something?
Maybe. He buying clothes with his money?
He's like, I bought myself a new shirt.
Don't gamble to get rich people at home.
This doesn't work. Just saying.
This is a show. They should have a warning somewhere.
Is that a purple Corvette?
It is.
Oh my goodness. Sophie says SummerSlam had a much better card than All Out does. Vinegar says very nice dress she has on though. Supernova Zap is like, is that the 2021 Maybach Bentley?
I don't know what year that Bentley was. I know the Corvette was the newer one.
Yeah, Sophie says that's how we are getting the Happy Corbin name. Alita says it is the Bentley. And Vindicator says Brandon would probably eat squirrel if you didn't tell him what it was.
Well, shit, I ate horse. They tricked me into eating horse. It's good. Can't complain about it.
So somebody his wife invited him home because he won money?
Maybe.
Is that what he said?
She's a gold digger.
Sophie says AEW had other plans before they had CM Punk, and that probably changed what they have planned for the All Out card. Vindicator says trivia answer is Mike Tyson, but I really have no idea. Riley says, D, is there ghost towns in Idaho? Yes.
There is. There's ghost towns all over the West. The cooler ones are in Nevada, and then there's some up in Montana.
Sophie says Gangrel was supposed to debut with AEW
Yes.
this week, but they canceled it with Edge entrance from SummerSlam.
I was telling Dee that earlier. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, Gangrel was supposed to debut,
Uh-huh.
but they canceled it instead.
Because of the Brood storyline.
Oh.
Because it looked like they were copying Edge come out.
That makes sense.
Big E's coming down to the ring!
So Corbin invited Big E down there, huh?
It will be so great if Corbin somehow gets that fucking briefcase. They've got to figure out a way to get Corbin that briefcase.
Like money-wise? Buy it?
Or just win it.
Or
he's so lucky.
like screw him out of it somehow because he's so lucky.
Bet him because he's been gambling. So maybe bet him.
Right. Alita says, or Bond, Bale or Bond.
Right.
Out on Bale or Bond. Bond, yeah. Vindicator says, speaking of Jason Voorhees, Travis, are you okay with horror movies? Because I wonder if you would watch the new Candyman movie that came out today.
I would absolutely watch it. I'm not scared of scary movies. Shit, I watched that Conjuring 3 times, I think.
Yeah, you did. I think you
have
watched it 3.
Oh.
No, you watched it with April, and you watched it with McKenna, and you watched it one other time, I thought.
Either 2 or 3 times. I know what happened. I could tell
Walter's like, oh geez, Corbin is doing JBL, LOL. Sophie says, wow, SmackDown must be boring if these two are telling stories. It was a commercial, Sophie. Ravi says, is the wrestling still on? Yes, now it is.
Well, there's no wrestling on, but wrestling is on. It's Baron Corbin and Big E in the ring right now.
Mm-hmm. Alita says,
there,
I saw that on
you want to
Instagram.
buy this thing.
Randy Paula's in the chat saying, happy Corbin.
Everybody's got a price.
Alita's like 35 turned into 100. And Mitzi Aroma's like, Vegas, baby, Vegas.
50 grand. You got to jump at that.
Randy's like, the new NXT logo looks crap. Nice. Walter's like, okay, bye guys. See you Monday for Raw. Thanks, Walter, for hanging with us. We really appreciate you.
Did you hear that? You're probably going to cash in and lose. That happens to people.
Alita says, love Candyman. Yeah, it was a good show. I don't know why they redid it. Now they have to say it 5 times instead of 3. It's weird.
Candyman.
And when you said it, you had to say it like this. Candyman.
In the mirror.
Candyman.
Don't say it
again.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Candyman.
Beetlejuice. And then Beetlejuice and Candyman go right at it.
Yeah.
They're fighting each other.
Yes. I don't know. That may be a little weird. It's been so long since I've seen the original Candyman movie, I couldn't even tell you what happened. Randy says, has anyone seen Dad's Army, and what did you think?
Dad's Army?
Haven't seen Dad's Army.
Is that a John Cena show? Sounds very John Cena-ish. I don't know what that is.
Corbin's like, come on, all the people, are they for it?
No. No.
Hell no, he says.
Pulling some Kofi.
Did he drop that half-eaten sandwich?
Yeah.
Ew, gross.
They're in Arkansas.
Or Razorback plushie. Nice.
Now, in Arkansas, they eat squirrel. And they're proud of it.
Alita's in Georgia, so yeah. Kind of in the same area.
Well, she's in Atlanta. That's a city.
But that don't mean that they don't have country.
They eat squirrels in Atlanta. Or Georgia.
Yeah. Alita's like, sold to the highest bidder. Randy says, Randy Palace says, Halloween, best horror movie ever. Sophie says, Corbin is a bootleg version of Cameron Grimes and JBL.
Right? Or what's the other one? The guy that raped the girl and is going to prison.
Robbie's like, D with the most scariest voice. With the Candyman.
What was his name? The guy that's married Paige for a little while.
Oh, Del
Rio.
Del Rio.
He also was like this character.
Yeah, he had lots of cars, and he was all rich. Alita says, Army of the Dead, yes, it was okay. Sophie says, I don't know. that Candyman was a TV series. No, it was a
No.
movie. They redid the movie. It was a movie. He's like, I'm not going to engage. I've got things to do and places to be. And Carrie says, Alita, did you see the original Candyman 2? And Ravi says, Dad's Army is a UK comedy from back in the day. I don't like it, but the older folks in the UK do. It sounds interesting and weird.
Is it like the Holy Grail? Because that shit's funny.
Alita says, yes, we do. They do eat them there in Georgia. Yep. Squirrels.
Squirrel.
Randy says, Dad's Army is better than Only Fools and Horses. And Sophie says, I know people who either tape the news or watch it all day, every day. Cool.
It's got to be so stressful. I just don't understand. I mean, reading like one article is just like, oh my God, everybody's dead. Everybody's going to die.
Right? That's pretty much all you hear anymore is how dead everybody is. Ah, it's too funny. Robbie's like, KO in the booth on the mic. Yes. Alita says, yes, I did, Ben. And Luna is in the chat. Hey, Luna says, who has the unicorn sprinkles? That would be Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee
supposedly has unicorn sprinkles.
And about 35,000 people in the United States. I don't know. There might be more. I don't know. I'm not your news source for that.
Vindicator says, I always thought Candyman was about an old guy doing what old folks do and give Turkish delight candy to little kids. Never would guess it was people getting slaughtered by a fishing hook. LOL. Vindicator's like, cool, Alita, it scared me as a kid. LOL. Anyways, we're just seeing some highlights, of course, from the Seth and Edge match that happened. But they're just showing the best ones, but they're doing it as slow as the match was, so it all works out for them.
Curb stomp. Missed.
Randy wants to know who is hyped for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah! I like Spider-Man. I haven't seen any of the newer ones.
I haven't either.
I think there's a series on Netflix. I've
Yeah, nobody wants
never
to watch
seen
that.
it. It's a cartoon.
Right, but, I mean, watching the movies is okay. Like, I'll have to... I mean, I did watch the one...
I've been watching...
where he was still in high school, and it was with the first girl, not the one with the later girl.
Peter Parker.
Yeah. But the not the
Mary Jane.
Not Mary Jane. The one before her.
Oh, after her, you mean?
No, before her. Mary Jane was the one
Redhead.
with Tobey Maguire, and he was older in college.
Well,
the other girl was when he was in high school, and I can't remember her name.
The first one, he's in high school with her. The second one, they're in college.
No.
Oh, yeah. He gets in a fight by the lockers, and he's like...
Oh, is it that one?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but they did the other one. Who's the girl that was before that then?
You're talking about the redhead that played, but that's a later movie, but it's in high school.
Yeah.
But it's a different actor.
Well, it is, but it's a different girl. It's not her.
Yeah, she's got a different name.
That's what I was saying.
It's not Mary Jane.
Gwen Stacy, thank you. Fuck. Thank you.
You're talking to the wrong guy. Know nothing about comic books.
Suppose it was MJ, then Gwen Stacy, then MJ. Ah, okay.
MJ is Michael Jordan.
That's Mary Jane.
Will always be Michael Jordan.
Robbie says, Randy Paula, what you talking about? Only Fools and Horses is so good, too funny. Golfleshy is like, well, no shit. Alita's like, me, I've only been scared of one horror movie. Which one was it?
Was it Halloween 3? The Season of the Witch? Fucking trash garbage.
Trash garbage.
Has anybody seen that? Rent it. And then hide all sharp objects and anything that can shoot. And watch that shit.
Don't throw anything at your TV.
Yeah, let me know if you guys have ever seen Season of the Witch.
Vindicator really wants Seth's coat because it looks like he's wearing a dead cat.
Well, he's always dressing so classy. That's why the man likes it.
He's got some eyelet stuff happening with his shirt. Sexy right there. Some eyelet lace happening.
It's like Becky's shirt.
He's like, honey, can I borrow this? What? Why? Oh, you know.
I got a dead cat that I want to wear.
Dead cat. Randy Paul's like, Ravi, I know, but Dad's Army is funny. Golflesia says, my regards to McAfee's health. Robbie says, why is Edge still about? No one really cares for him apart from D, right? Vindicator says, I'm excited for Edge, man. No way back to retirement. Randy Paul says, it went MJ, then that, and then Vindicator PMSFL. Pissing myself laughing. Robbie says, is this film talk now? Can be. Randy's
Whatever
like,
Gwen Stacy
played by Emma Stone in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Emma.
Yes.
Poor Emma.
Vindicator says Seth is wearing a dead cat. That was where I got that from. Pickle is like,
boobs.
that's always a good trivia. LOL Marvel. And welcome to the chat tonight, Pickle. How's it going, man? Alita says no. And Pickle says, my dumbass has terrible movie. He's seen Halloween 3. It's Season of the Witch.
Oh,
He's seen it.
Fuck, that show's tough. That's so tough. So they sell these, like, masks.
Okay.
And the masks are designed to kill people.
Oh, what?
Oh my god. Yeah, so everybody's buying these masks. So
it sounds like a really spoofy Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode.
No.
When they had the Halloween costumes.
Right, but it's way worse. Like, it's so much worse. So they have these masks. I think there's 2 of them, but one's a pumpkin. I can't remember what the other one is. So everybody wants one. Everybody. So everybody's buying them. There's billions of them sold, whatever.
Okay.
And then everybody's wearing them. And then when you watch TV, it blows your head up.
Oh my
god! It went during the commercial break or whatever. So the whole thing is the witches are going to take over the season of the witch.
Oh.
Has nothing to do with Michael Myers, by the way.
Oh,
I'm like, where's
weird.
Michael Myers? Yeah. Where's Michael Myers? Like, I'm at the end. I'm like, so where was Michael Myers? But that was the. I sat through that whole thing and I didn't see Michael Myers.
That's kind of a weird thing, right?
Like, it's just part 3 of Halloween. Nothing to do with fucking Michael Myers at all.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know why it's in the series.
And Sophie's like, I'm surprised they were letting Corey Graves on SmackDown. I thought they didn't want him to do 2 brands after they moved to Fox.
Dude,
so he's a commentator, and they have to
in.
have a good commentator on there to fill Pat McAfee's shoes, right? And then they have Kevin Owens out there to help.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to carry the load.
Vindicator says no interest in Season of the Bitch. And Alita says, I have seen that. And Robbie says, Seth, he's doing all right these days. Randy says, Halloween 3 was good, but it should not have been a Halloween movie.
It was good?
Well, he's kind of odd. He's from Scotland, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Sophie says, did you guys see the new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer this past week? I have not. Yeah, that looks rather stupid. I probably would never watch it.
Halloween 3.
Sophie says, never heard of that movie. I meant I have never seen that movie before. Yeah. Oh my God.
This is the movie.
I want him to redo it. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Like, let's make a spoof of that. Can we make a spoof of that movie?
They've even got Michael Myers on here. By the way, Michael Myers never appeared.
He's like,
on that
he
show.
never was in the movie. We don't know why, but they're like, let's make a movie for Halloween about masks. We're going to put it in the, the series of them, but...
Could probably buy the rights to that movie for $23. They're like, you can buy the movie. It's like, the series. Like, you can buy it. Like, you own the rights to it. For the price of a DVD.
Nice! Like the $5 bin at Walmart.
But you own the rights to the movie. It's that bad.
That's the best way.
Those are the ones that we need to call and be like, hey, can we do live reactions to that but actually show the movie on our show?
Right?
They'd be like, oh, absolutely. Nobody's going to watch that shit.
Nobody's going to watch that crap.
All 23 of our viewers would be like a bigger rating than bought it.
They'd be like, what are you fucking watching?
It was tough to watch.
Alita's like, you would just be like, what? Robbie's like, Naka has the best music, I swear.
Oh, yeah, it's great, especially with the guitar now. So it grossed $14.4 million. And it was because of saps like me that went. I didn't go out. It was in 82. I wasn't even alive. But
right.
It was like...
But people who expected to see Michael Myers.
And it's like, yes! Yes!
Yeah, you expect to see the guy of the show, right? Your
like,
main dude.
This is my childhood, guys. Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and freaking Jason Voorhees. Because of my sister. I was a tiny kid, by the way. I'm like the baby.
Killer Clowns.
That was in the 90s. That came later. Anyways, and then Faces of Death, where it's like real life deaths, or at least reenactments of real life deaths. But some of them are real, but some are reenactments. This is my childhood. It's like, holy shit, are you fucked up? A little bit.
Couldn't imagine why. But your mom was just as bad. She liked those corny sci-fi.
That's what I'm getting at. This is every week. So we didn't have a VCR. We weren't cool to have a VCR. Like my grandparents had one, and my uncle had one and stuff.
Right.
We had to go rent these from like a rental place, and they were like these boxes. They were like this by that. And the top opened. Like the whole top would just go. And then you'd slip in a cassette tape that was this big, and then push it down.
And Are you talking about Betamaxes?
No, and then you'd push the button on top, and then it would play your movie. That's the first VCRs. That's the shit I was watching this stuff on.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure my dad still has one.
That's crazy.
He's been dead for a few years, so maybe Linda got rid of it, but whatever.
I doubt it. Well, anyways, maybe she might have.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Prehistoric stuff. My dad honestly lived that way. Like, I went there in the 2000s and he had that. That was how he watched movies.
That's crazy.
1978 VCR.
Well, he still has Paul Heyman on his shirt that he's wearing the bloodline.
Get rid of that.
Paul Heyman's right there next to him, so...
There's the Roman. The big dog. Head of the table. Why would he even be upset? It's not like Brock attacked him. He didn't punch him, he didn't slap him, he didn't embarrass him. He's shaking. I gotta open my own door. That's how I'm gonna be from now on. I gotta open my own doors from now
on. Maybe you should talk to somebody else. Roman's like, you coming? Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Of course, my tribal chief.
So you know that it's the twins that are causing the uproar. You know they're causing the shit.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, what are you doing out here?
Right, like, why are you out here? I'm just vibing, man. Just having a good time.
Twins always causing trouble.
They always do. Randy's like, happy Halloween, the Silver Shamrock. Alita's like, correct, Randy. Sophie says, which promotions would be a better fit for Bray Wyatt, AEW or Impact? Oh, God, those are the masks.
AEW, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
AEW for sure.
Robbie says Raw commentary is bad. That's why I have it on mute. Randy says Halloween 3, the night no one came home.
Oh.
Alita's like, I was scared of the 70s movie, The Fog.
That was a pretty good one. I like that one. That was the Stephen King movie, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
I think they remade it in the 2000s.
Maybe.
Look at him playing Dolph.
Sophie says they could have a legend be at the announce table tonight, like a JBL or Booker T for a 2-week role. I think they're fine with who they have. Vindicator says they should do a Halloween movie with a menacing threat called Groundskeeper Willie and have Bart and Skinner as the cops trying to track him down.
Yes, exactly what they should do.
And Robbie says man said saps. And Piccolo says I'm so glad I never had older siblings.
Oh my gosh, it was a rough life. You know, and the other thing is like there was movies called like The Hills Have Eyes. You know,
that one was really crazy.
Wrong Turn reminds me of that one a lot, but it's the guy from Weird Science, the bald guy that's the creepy.
Yep.
Don't tell him I'm a teacher. I'd hate to lose my teaching job
yeah.
or whatever.
He's got like a weird face.
He's in The Hills Have Eyes.
Look,
he's
Apollo Crews earlier today. He's all
he's
angry
talking
about
again.
King Nakamura.
Bring it.
Oh, he's mad about his championship being taken away. He is so upset.
Why wouldn't he be? He's with a sneeze.
Oh, his ancestors in Nigeria are screaming. Are they, though? Are they?
They're hiding their faces in shame.
Ooh. Anyways, Randy's out for the night. Says, right, good night all. God bless. And remember to subscribe to the Wrestling Gap for more wrestling awesomeness.
Woo!
Thanks, Randy. Have a great night, hon.
And
have a good weekend.
Friday night SmackDown will be on every Friday night.
Piccolo says, I got freaked by Puppet Master and It.
Oh, what was the other one with the blades, the nails all over his face? Hellraiser.
Oh, yeah.
Hellraiser.
That one. Yep. I never saw those ones.
He say It?
It. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, It back then, it was a TV series, though. So it wasn't like the movie is now.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 2-part TV series. So
yeah, that he did that a lot with TV stuff with his books.
And it was freaking nuts. Like, and what's funnier is under ISU, under the university, they have these tunnels that look just like that. Yeah. We used to go down there, and it would just be a pure, like, dark, and you'd be like, you can just imagine it being right there. You know, you're like, fuck, this is nuts.
So it'd be awesome if you still knew somebody that was the groundskeeper person up there or whatever, right? And you could go in those tunnels, and they have little grates and stuff, right?
Yeah. And
then you just, like, have somebody come by with a red balloon hidden, like, somewhere. And then they just kind of, like, give it to you. So you're down there and they have a Pennywise mask on. And there's this red balloon just hanging out.
Casa. Oh, no.
Oh, we got
Rude
quick
moves out of the way.
Ooh, we got out of it, though.
We need beer money back. Rude needs to be cut.
Sophie's like, every Marvel movie beat Halloween 3 with how much money those movies made. Yes.
Oh, easy. Oh, zigzag on the outside.
Oh, ouch. Vindicator says, speaking of childhood, who was more strict on you, Travis? Your mother or father, or was it equal? Both my parents were more cautious than strict, and they allowed me to play on trees.
Yeah. No, I could do whatever I wanted. I didn't really have parents. I mean, I did have parents, but I had no supervision. When I was 12, my stepdad gave me the sex talk about, how to please women, not how to not impregnate them. He was telling me how the clitoris worked.
That's always a good.
It looks like a little upside down man in a boat, he said. And that's what they called it in the war in Vietnam, the man in the boat. I'm like, what the fuck?
This was David?
I didn't know what any of this shit even was.
I love it.
I had no...
That man. I wish I would have known him before he gotten sick. Because I bet he was a hoot and a half.
Yeah.
It's just... Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I was like 12. And I was riding my bike, and we were at a girl's house, and there was like 5 of us. And we didn't get home until like 11.
Oh, God.
And so I got the sex talk. But not like, hey, you're in trouble for being home at 11. It was like, we need to talk. If you're going to be hanging out with these women, you better know how to please them.
Hello. That's funny.
Right above their vagina. I'm like, what? Do they have a thing?
Excuse me, what?
I had no fucking clue. Like, nothing. I never got handed a condom in my life. Like, figure it out. Condoms are for sailors. They go from
port to port.
Right. And condoms are for sailors. Not anymore. Well, they should, the dirty bastards. They go from port to port. No, I mean, like, everybody uses them now.
Yeah. Alita says, Piccolo, that was my favorite. And Piccolo says, nice shirt. Too bad I will never buy WWE merch ever again. Never. Why won't you buy WWE merch ever again? What happened? Vindicator says, Ziggler looks like a less fat version of Jericho. Ravi says, is Rick Boogs any good?
He's alright.
This is the second time I think we've actually seen him wrestle, so...
I don't even know where he came from. But a lot of you indie guys might know who he is.
Yeah. Let's see. Sophia says, remember when they rebooted Home Alone? Oh, it was terrible.
What the
Zoe
fuck
Ziegler
is
says,
this?
come on, let's go. Woo, it's singing as an avatar.
That's just
alter
silliness.
ego. It's stupid. It's just more dumb crap they have to come up with. Let's see. Zoe Ziegler says, come on, let's go. Woo, Piccolo says, Jericho ate Ziggs, spit him out, and Nemeth came out. Alita says, I finally watched that whole movie when they remade. Oh.
It? Are you talking about It?
Either that or Home Alone. Ravi says the Hills
they
have...
didn't remake Home Alone, did they?
They rebooted Home Alone.
No way.
When they rebooted it and they...
Who's Home Alone?
I don't know if they had like a reboot. I know they've talked about doing a reboot with a girl.
What? Why?
I don't know, because the original isn't good enough anymore. I mean, why would you have authentic good things? Why don't you redo everything?
They had to redo everything. You know, I remember watching movies, and they had redone movies that I had watched when I was younger. I didn't know that they were remakes.
Oh. The Fog is what she's talking about, the movie that they remade. Robbie says The Hills Have Eyes is a strange film. Oh, isn't
The Last
it?
House on the Left was another one that was really popular.
They redid that one. It wasn't too bad. But the original The Hills Have Eyes was fucking creepier than
I'd have
the
to watch
remake.
it. I don't remember it. Like, that's how old... Like, I was so young I don't remember. I probably blacked it out of my mind.
Ooh, Dolph almost got...
Boog's just
Boogs.
waiting to pounce.
Oh, got him. Rob is like Apollo, laughing. That accent, laughing. Because, like, those specific guys were misfit post-apocalyptic freakazoid. Right? Sophie says, which movie franchise is better, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, or Twilight?
Movie franchise?
The movie franchise, Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, yeah.
I seriously, hands down, Lord of the Rings did such a good job. They followed the books completely to a T. That there's nothing missing from the books. You could watch the movies and never have to read the books.
I've read all three. Well, three of those. What was the fourth one?
The Hobbit. Oh, Hunger Games and Twilight. You've read them all.
Oh, I've read them all. Yeah. All fantastic, by the way. Books.
Yes.
Almost. I mean, the worst book series is Twilight, but I like the story.
Yeah.
I just don't like how she writes in first person.
Yeah.
So she's talking about from just her point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get any other stories going on until they did the new Edward one. If you guys haven't heard that one, it's Edward's point of view. Really good book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just from the first book. And it looks like she's going to be doing some other books from book
The
2.
point of view of
but
other
that one will probably be
characters.
Jacob's
Right.
point of view. Because
Ooh.
Jacob was the main character in that one.
Yes.
In the second book. Now, in the movies, I can't tell you. Because in the movies, they got it all wrong.
Right.
But yeah, movie-wise, if you're going by movie franchise, it's definitely
Lord of the
Rings.
Boog's got a win and a pin on Dolph?
Yeah, he did it last week,
the
too.
Fuck.
Or he did it against the Rude last
Right.
week. But if you're talking about the book series, it's not even close. Harry Potter's above and beyond all those.
Yeah, but they're talking about movie
Right.
franchise. Alita says they were part of a town that was a test area. The Fog? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or are you talking about The Hills Have Eyes?
Yeah, the Hills Has Eyes, they were testing out nuclear weapons.
Yes, that's it. Minicator says Dalethea should dress up as either Pennywise or Abaddon for Halloween. Yeah, probably not. Sophie says, which was your best subject when you went to high school or college? This question is for both of you.
Math. Social studies. Gym.
I would probably have to say, like,
PE.
literature or English classes probably
Weights.
were mine.
Weights, I had a couple weight records for my size. One of them was
I didn't
dips.
struggle in math, but it wasn't a, like, subject that I was like, yeah, I'm doing math.
Naomi!
Is she back and feeling the
Yes.
glow?
Oh. Nobody told her. Look at her fingernails.
That they're white? Or
Hideous. They just look bad. I don't care what color they are.
one side is black and one side is white.
I know, but they're long. Smack that bitch! Smack. That's how you get your name across. Naomi getting treated like a
Has
nothing.
been?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a horse shit. Everybody bitching about fucking Bianca Belair being treated like garbage. Look at that.
Right? Oh, they're not going to have a breakup because Dominic gets mad. Ray's taking himself out of the picture. What?
Oh my god, please cut him.
Oh my god, Barfo. Ugh. Because like
Ray goes, retires, Dominic cut.
and we don't like you anymore. Pickle says, I learned so much I didn't want to learn in this stream. Adolescence is pretty scary in itself.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. I got lessons that I should have never learned.
Vindicator's like, Travis being a ladies' man at 12. I had it made at 11, so guess I got you beat. Just kidding. But at least you got some advice, which is better than none, like many kids at their deadbeat dads. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be deadbeat dads. So I'll tell you a funny story about my family. It wasn't I don't know if my dad ever had the talk with my brother because I've never talked to my brother about this, but I know my mom did. And it was about, of course, being safe and stuff like that. But it also was about giving women pleasure. It was more along those lines than anything else. But I don't know how old he was, nor do I care to know. But, I just know that was something my mom did, because as later in life as I grew up, my adulthood, my mom and I talked about a lot of things, because we became really close, like being best friends and stuff like that and everything as I got older. And so we would talk about stuff like that, as we were growing up as kids, that my mom did. So, it was, be safe out there, kids. But, yeah. Anyways, Sophie says Rick Boogs came from NXT. Alita says Twilight and Lords. Sophie says they did 4 or 5 home loans, 3 with the original star and the other 2 were with different kids. Terrence Jefferson's in the chat. Hey, Terrence says,
Terrence.
I spit on your grave, had me shook up as a kid. I spit on your grave, huh?
Yeah, I remember that one also. There's a lot of
little weird,
like creepy off
things.
Well, everyone, like
B-movies,
we would go down the horror aisle, and every single movie.
One of them? Yeah.
Like I've seen them all, especially in the old days when they had the VHS tapes or DVDs later on. But the DVD era, I wasn't with my family like that anymore.
Zoe Ziegler's like, no, and Elite's like, it's my girl Naomi. Well, hopefully they do something good with her. As Vindicator says, Naomi siding, it's weird how both her and Ember Moon miss so much time throughout every year. More nepotism night at SmackDown. Sophie says they are planting the seeds of Rey and Dominic breakup. And Chris says Cross versus Dom or Adam Cole. And Naomi is going to join the bloodline. If she does, she's going to have to go dark. She can't feel the glow anymore if she joins the bloodline. Sophie says, did you see...
She can't be all fluffy and soft.
Okay, you can't be all cute and happy. Did you see the tease that CM Punk gave about Daniel Bryan on Wednesday?
I went back and listened to it.
Yeah. Is that why everybody was chanting the yes thing or whatever?
They were chanting yes, and he said, that's not my... Gimmick. You'll have to be patient on that one.
That's funny.
Meaning it's coming, but...
Ugh, seriously. I just don't want it. Alita's like, she took the leave for her husband. Well, she was injured that one time that she was gone.
Who are we talking about?
Naomi.
Oh.
That one time she was injured, but
right.
the second time she was kind of gone, I thought it was family stuff or something.
Maybe.
Too.
They need to do a lot of counseling in that family.
Hell yeah. Vindicator's like, oh, Travis.
I feel bad for her.
Oh, hell yeah. Vindicator says, oh, Travis, were you more of a Freddy, Jason, Michael, Pinhead, Leatherface, or Heyman guy?
Well, always Heyman. But no, definitely Jason. I'm a Friday the 13th baby.
Yeah.
So... I like that one better. I don't like the movies better. I actually like the Halloween movies better. But the whole Friday the 13th thing is kind of my thing. So
yeah,
because of the day. That's the only reason.
True. It's a good day.
I don't even know if I've seen the later ones. I don't think I've watched the ones where he's like lost in space or whatever.
Oh my god. Or the one where they have the fight against... Is it Michael or is it Jason? Who has the fight against...
It's Freddy, yeah. It's Jason.
Jason and Freddy.
Jason versus Freddy. I think they've done it twice.
So weird. Oh, Sophie just asked, didn't you see the Jason versus Freddy movie?
I have. They're all trying to get Jason to fall asleep.
I have.
Need him to fall asleep. We need him to fall... Or is it wake up? I can't remember. It's one of the two. They either need him to wake up or to fall asleep. And they're all like trying to wake... They're like, they have Jason. Like, who just has Jason?
I have no idea.
Like, we got Jason in here.
Chris is like, yeah, Halloween is cool. The pumpkin, the shape with a knife. Carving pumpkins. Chris is like Freddy versus Jason.
I mean, come on, that was our dream fight.
I just like the Scream Queen. You know?
I never liked the what was it called? Nightmare on Elm Streets. I watched them, but I never liked them because I thought it was so fucking creepy. And I meant, like, because he was a child molester. And the parents got...
Pinhead? Or...
No, it's Freddy Krueger.
Oh, Freddy Krueger. Okay.
Yeah, Pinhead is from Hellraiser.
That's right, Hellraiser. Okay.
So, anyways, he worked as, like, a janitor or something. He had a little shed that he lived in.
Okay.
And he molested kids. He abused children.
Right.
And so the parents all got together and they lit it on fire.
Oh, okay. That's why his face is all.
And and they killed him. Well, anyways,
Scarred.
now he hunts their kids' dreams. Like, I guess he couldn't go
And he
away.
can kill them in their dreams, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's some creepy ones, man. The one little, one kid, his parents, like, would stick cotton swabs in his ears and popped his eardrum so he was deaf.
On purpose?
Yeah, it's just abusive families and stuff. And so when Freddy kills him, he does it with a Q-tip that's like that long.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he killed him with his own, like, abusive shit?
And that's how it works. Like,
that's just not right. So he only, like, goes after kids who've been abused?
No, not necessarily. I don't know how exactly he picks them. I don't remember that part.
Oh.
Like I said, I'm not an expert on the Nightmare on Elm Streets. We have an Elm Street, but most cities probably do.
They're like, we named them after trees. Alita says, yes, they did, and it both bombed. Sophie says Daniel Bryan might debut at All Out. Chris says dream fight is Michael versus Jason or Michael versus Scream. He has a name.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I don't remember his name either.
For the Scream guy?
Yeah.
Whiteface, maybe?
Something like that. Luke and Jade probably know. Luke always tells me because I always forget the guy's name.
Throw it, I can't even talk.
Uh-oh. Jay, inhale your water.
Mm-mm.
Oh. Sophie says...
It's dry.
Oh, yeah. Sophie says Naomi did go off Twitter for a while, not that long ago. And Sophie says, wow, what a fresh match. You have Sami Zayn and old Dominic. Well, he has to make it start somewhere. And
I forgot about Sammy. I love Sammy. I forgot I even liked this guy.
Sami Zayn, baby. And Robbie's like Sami Zayn. Terrence Jefferson's like Jason versus Michael Myers would have been a better movie, I think.
Oh, way better, right?
It would have made more sense. Right?
Yeah, I don't know how you'd really pull it off, but...
I mean, because Jason was a real person.
What I would like to see him do...
was like a weird
and they could do
thing.
this because they've remade the Jason movie and they made it more realistic because he lived under a bus.
Right.
In the ground. That one. Do that going forward. And then the Rob Zombie Michael Myers, right?
Oh, okay.
Then have Jamie Lee Curtis's... the sister, not Jamie Lee Curtis, but the sister of Michael Myers go to Camp Crystal Lake to have sex with boys with the marijuana fields. And then Myers has to come there to kill her.
Okay.
Right? Because he gets released from the prison or whatever. Or however he gets out or whatever he's doing. And then they collide. That's the only way you'd really be able to pull that one off. Because Jason going there wouldn't make any sense. But he will find his sister anywhere. If you know the Halloween stories. His whole point in life is to kill his sister.
Yes.
Because he killed the rest of his family.
Yes. And that was Jamie Lee Curtis,
and
right?
she was the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she never knew it happened.
Yeah.
But I think you got to go with the Rob Zombie version and then the newer Friday the 13th. So they're not... neither of them are supernatural. They have to both be humans.
Right.
And then they run into each other. And it would be awesome because Jason would go after him, but Myers wouldn't be scared of him.
True.
And he's so strong and big because that's what Michael Myers' thing is his size and his strength.
Right.
And so it would just be like two big bowls.
I thought he wasn't supposed to come out.
He's coming out to help him.
He's not supposed to. He said he was going to let him do it on his own. What a loser.
He didn't want to cut that umbilical cord, raised like his mommy.
He had to keep it attached. Barbara was like, oh, it's him. Right? Medicare's like, what's funny is most people don't even remember it was Jason's mother, Pamela, who was the only killer in the original Friday the 13th. Too bad she was just a one-off, not a believable threat, I guess.
Yeah, they got rid of her and then they made him like supernatural.
Yeah, and older. Like somehow he grew up.
Right? There's a drowned boy in a lake.
Yeah.
He aged.
Somehow.
He aged well.
Sophie says, have you guys ever seen any Marvel movies? Yes. We've seen Marvel movies.
I've pretty much seen every one of them.
Spider-Man and all those. Robbie says, Dom's such a ham roll, just a weakling. Sophie says, we are getting another Scream movie coming out sometime next year.
Like another one or a remake?
Like a remake of it, or like a...
Or part 3, or whatever.
Part 12. Alita says, I have Sophie. And Ravi says, D always butchering man's names. D a fan of Dom. Whose name did I butcher this time? Sophie's like, I just saw Thor Ragnarok for the first time on Disney Plus this afternoon.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that one.
Ravi's like, Dom was hit hard earlier before he got out of the ring, I think. And Picola says, every 70s and 80s horror villains just about have a reboot.
Uh-huh.
Vindicator's like, Travis, you should ditch this wrestling chat stuff and be a Hollywood horror movie director.
There it is.
And Ravi's like, that sounds like a TV movie. Sophie says, about this Jason versus Freddy versus Scream versus Beetlejuice versus Michael Myers in one big crossover film.
Beetlejuice. How do you get Beetlejuice in there?
And the Scream guy, he's just a dude who's like a serial killer.
So I get it. So what happens is you do the Michael Myers and Jason and they kill each other. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they have to go to the offices of the Beetlejuice storyline.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're in there.
Like down there.
And then they don't like it and they can't leave their house or the school bus or whatever because they'll go into warp sand land.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so they're mad. And so they're stuck in their school bus together.
They don't know how to get out.
And then they run into Beetlejuice. And then Beetlejuice helps them out. I don't know how that could end. Because the guys never left their house still, right? Like, they could never leave the house.
Right.
Even at the end of Beetlejuice, they're just happy to be there.
Yeah, they couldn't leave. Like, they were just happy to live in the house with her all the time.
I don't know how you would add Freddy to that, because they would be dead, so it wouldn't matter.
Right.
I guess Freddy could come out the winner. Or something. Fuck, I don't know. Or Jason and Myers kill Freddy. He's already dead. Then he can't leave said shed or whatever, and then he is haunted by Beetlejuice. and they do an exorcism on him, and he comes back and he's like grown old, like no.
He can't do anything anymore because he has arthritis.
Come on, I can't be the only storyteller here, guys. How does this movie end?
People's like, were you then a fan of Kane and Taker more due to watching horror films?
No. I was never a fan of weird, like, make-believe stuff in wrestling. I always liked the wrestlers that just wrestled. Like, obviously Hulk Hogan's my favorite, and then, but I liked Randy Savage. I just liked that golden era of wrestling. And then when Undertaker and those guys came, it was kind of like, I'm like, why are they going so goofy with the wrestling? And then when I got a little bit older, I was like, oh, I get it. It's
right.
Cool. It's okay.
It finally started making sense.
But when I was like 15, I didn't want to see goofy ass guys dressed up in fire costumes and stuff. I didn't watch, seriously, I was not watching WWF when Kane showed up. Like, I don't even know where Kane came from. But I did know who Undertaker was. Hogan had wrestled him a couple times by then.
Huh, okay.
Dominic!
I know nothing about that.
Kicks him right in the side of the head. We're talking about like 92, 93.
Right.
Hogan didn't leave till like 93, I believe, 94, to go to WCW.
Ah. This time it was the correct area.
And he went there.
Fucking Kevin Owens. He's all being all like dry humor, sarcastic over there.
Right. And when he went, he was a babyface still. He was the Hulk Hogan that we all know. Okay. Then what happened is from that moment on, Eric Bischoff was in charge, and Eric Bischoff's brought in the Outsiders, Hall and Nash, and then he's like, okay, somebody needs to team with them, somebody huge. And of course you'd want Hulk Hogan. And he asked Hulk Hogan. Hogan's like, no, I don't want to turn to a heel. That would be dumb. And then so they were like, okay, it's going to be Sting. Look at that. Sami Zayn
got the win. I was hoping he'd beat the poop out of him. Because he is a top wrestler.
Right. But anyways, they were going to go with Sting.
Oh.
And so, but the night before the debut, Hogan called him up and said, I'll do it. And so they switched it. And so it was Hogan. It would have been Sting in charge of the NWO.
Wow.
And that would have been just as big at the time, but they did Hogan. And it was crazy how they did it too. They had Randy Savage in there, and then Randy Savage was beat up, and Hogan came down to help him. And then Hall and Nash retreated, and then Hogan turned around and leg dropped Savage, and you're like, what the fuck? I remember I wasn't very old, and I was just like,
he became a bad guy.
Oh, it just broke my fucking heart. Like, I was just like, oh my god. And then it was like, I worship the devil. Fuck everybody that's nice. You know, I'm going with Hogan. I turned dark too. I was just like, this loving, like, say your prayers, take your vitamins, work out, love America. And then it was like, fuck everybody.
I
A
hate
part of the
divided
NWO.
equally amongst all of you.
That quick of a switch too, right when he dropped that leg on Savage, because you think that I would just empathize with Savage and love it, right, and be like, Savage is my favorite. It was like I instantly turned on Savage too. It was like, oh, he's like, seriously, you're not coming?
Oh, he's part of the family.
Or is he gonna beat him up?
I don't know.
Is he playing super nice?
I don't know.
You are part of the family. What, do I have to open my own curtain?
Yeah, you have to open your own curtain.
So I'm gonna be when I get out of the shower.
Robbie's like,
I have to open my own curtain?
Were you scared when you watched the Friday films? I didn't watch them until I was older. I never watched that kind of stuff when I was younger.
Like Friday. Like
Desmond's in the chat. Hey,
drug
Desmond.
Friday.
Friday the 13th.
I know.
Like scary movies.
I know. I was thinking Friday. Like, I'm going to get you high.
I never watched that until I was like in my 20s or whenever it came out.
Oh my God. I had a freaking buddy that's all he said to me because I didn't do drugs. It's Friday. You ain't got shit. It's like Wednesday afternoon. It's Friday. You ain't got shit to do. You ain't got a job. I'm going to get you high today. Like, dude, I'm not going to smoke weed. It's not happening.
Let's see. Vindicator says the Scream character, by the way, was called Ghostface. Thank you. That's what I was looking for, was the name of him. Thank you,
Vindicator.
Vindicator.
I said Whiteface.
Ghostface, you were close. Piccolo says, I love how we have transcended to booking horror icons. This is still real to me, damn it. Sophie says, no, Scream 5. Oh, they're going to continue the franchise, huh? Yeah, that's usually a bad thing.
Oh, what was that other one?
Really
I know
stupid.
what you did last summer, but that was later. That was when I was in high school or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that one, and what was the other one where they all died? They defeated death and they were supposed to die.
Yeah.
Those ones. Mm-hmm. Like, that has a big following. Saw has a huge following.
I don't put Saw in those. So that's more of a, like a, what would you call that? Like a, I don't know. I put that in a different kind
Not a horror movie.
No, it's like a psychological thing.
Thriller kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Sophie says that. Ravi says you forgot to add Chucky and Hannibal to the film.
Oh, shit. Yeah, and then the one where they bury the cat and it comes back and they bury
Cemetery?
the little... Yeah, Pet Cemetery.
Terrence Jefferson says, hey, let's have all of them in a movie. Jason, Freddy, Michael, and Ghostface, and in a lot of topless scenes like the 80s.
Yes.
And you have to have the Scream Queen. You have to have a Scream Queen. You cannot do it without a Scream Queen.
I don't even know if they have pretty actresses in Hollywood anymore, do they?
I don't even know if they have actresses that can scream like Jamie Lee Curtis did. Oh, Lita says LLP. Sophie says, and I also forgot it. Piccolo says Freddy gets a pop after mentioning he wants Chucky in a Hell in a Cell match. Right?
Chucky is a doll, you don't sleep.
Vindicator says, oh, more about horror. Travis or Dalethea. Were you a fan at all of Jeepers Creepers or the Saw franchise? Very gruesome movies, but stories got dumber in the sequels.
Right. Jeepers Creepers for me, just because it was more of a horror movie than...
It was. The first one definitely was. Right. The original. Like, not the next
one.
Where they're
on the bus?
Yeah, the very first one was, like, kind of... was creepy. Like, I even thought it was, like, a little... Yeah, that one was the... a good movie.
But Saw, to me, is like... what are those shows you watch every day? Law and Order.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like that.
I don't consider
it kind of reminds me of Seven. That Saw.
Right.
Kind of Seven type thing. Hannibal Lecter movies, I kind of look at it the same way as those. Silence of the Lambs. Those kind of movies.
Yeah, it's not like a killer that is, like, somehow satanic.
Yeah, he's just some weirdo who has a weird puppet.
Right. I mean, they're probably in the horror section, but I don't consider them horror movies.
Vindicator says Undertake was in a horror show called Poltergeist Legacy.
Forgot about the Poltergeist movies. That shit's terrifying. And the one with the bitch that her head turns around, the exorcism one.
The Exorcist?
There's no scarier movie. That is the scariest
Especially when
movie.
she throws that pea soup.
That's the scariest movie in the history of cinematic scary movies. It's still scary. Like, if you sit down and watch that by yourself in the dark, you're not going to want to get up and go to the bathroom. Like, I don't care how many scary movies you watch or how an expert you are in scary movies. Watch The Exorcist by yourself in a house.
By yourself in a house in the dark.
And if you can, break into a school. No, don't do that. Do it in the basement.
Do it in the basement.
Watch that shit.
Watch that shit in the basement where you can't leave.
Or you don't know. Like, do it at Pokey High School.
Right. It's like, D, were you scared of Casper the ghost? No. Only just like he was friendly. Exactly. I'm not scared of ghosts. Ghosts are not something that freaks me out, by the way. Ravi says, Dom, what was he thinking? A win in this match? Dom Ray split. Piccolo says, our current hurricane is a Category 3, but may strengthen to a Category 4 once it hits landfall Sunday. Ooh, dude, be careful. Is it going to get near you? Are you in that area of where it's going to get? I'm sorry, that's scary. Ravi says, D, that's funny. Sophie says, if Sting was the leader of the NWO instead of Hulk Hogan, I wonder how that would have affected the Monday Night Wars.
Are you saying that he might not have been as popular?
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's a good question for Sophie. Robbie says Friday films were cool. Ice Cube's best. Sophie says, I saw all 3 Scream movies. They were scary, and I don't know there was a 4th one until a few years ago.
Fuck, I didn't know there was a 3rd one.
Really? You thought the Scream movies were scary? I'm sorry.
The first 2, like, come on, man.
Goofy.
That shit was iconic. We were in high school, I think.
We were.
And it was an iconic thriller that they hadn't done since the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow. They finally did something. And it was high school geared, and that was my age, and Nev Campbell's in it, and she was my favorite human on the planet.
I had a friend that I worked with a long time ago when I worked at Burnett Research. That was his favorite actress, was Nev Campbell. Like, he was like in love with her. He loved her.
I never watched that Party of 5 that she was in. I never watched any of that. I just knew who she was, and she was really pretty.
Robbie says, D, you should be in the movie. That would be so scary. I know, right? Terrible, horrible scariness. Sophie says, I know what you did last summer is going to be on Amazon Prime series debuting next month sometime.
That'll be alright.
Alita says serial killer. And Pico says, oh, I thought really dating rejects could get killed off easily. Some island slasher. Reality dating rejects. Alita says that wasn't scary. Roberto says, y'all have a good Friday night. You too, Roberto. Thanks for hanging with us. Vindicator says Bray Wyatt would say The Exorcist was some good shit. And Chris says NXT logo is trash, trying to be like NWA 2K special edition covers.
Bray Wyatt be reaching over and turning the light on. He's like, just kidding.
Sophie's giving you The Ring is scary to watch.
Oh.
There you go.
Man, I watched The Ring in the theater. Come on, guys. Nothing worse than that. Midnight movie, came home, lived by myself. I had those big TVs. I took my TV and turned it around. I was like, fuck that, and I unplugged it. I was like, that shit starts going in the middle of the night, I'm running.
You're like, I am never, ever, ever going to watch a tape again.
7 days.
Ah!
The Uso Penitentiary.
Pico says, remember calling her Jennifer Love Huge Tits when I was a teen?
I didn't hear that until I knew her.
Yeah. He did not know that that's what she was called. Like, she was called Jennifer Love Huge Tits. Like, because she was so, like, petite, but she had lots of curves. She was so curvy and had such big boobs. It was cool.
Yeah, I loved her in that Can't Hardly Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody at home just went, you just lost all credibility, Travis. That shit was funny. Mandy. her name was Amanda, but he was listening to Barry Manilow and the song Mandy. Da, 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 da. Oh, Mandy.
Travis really likes rom-coms, by the way.
Oh, they're my fave.
He loves them.
I could watch that shit all day. Serendipity. I just like because they're clever usually. There's your tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Oh,
that's a horror movie right there.
Oh, Sophie says Nitro might not have been leading in the war.
It's Finn
Sting was the
Balor!
leader of the NWO. They might have been out of business a lot sooner. Oh, if Sting was the leader of the NWO, they might have been out of business a lot sooner.
Yes.
That's what Sophie thinks would have happened.
Yes. Hogan is definitely has the
bigger pop.
The meat to carry the company.
He brought in fans, more fans. People came over to watch him and probably had, issues with their childhood stuff. Okay, so everybody, it's funny because, right, the Usos are going to be like, oh, did you know that Finn Balor was going to come out? Shouldn't they be attacking Paul for this, too?
Look at Paul Heyman.
It's like, oh, God, this guy.
They're always trying to get my Lucky Charms.
That's what he looks like, that guy. He probably has, a little Lucky Charm bracelet, too. Robbie's like, Roman is killing me, so boring. Robbie's like, does she still act? Are you asking about Jennifer Love Hewitt? I don't know if she does. Oh, yes, she does. She acts in a TV series called 911. She's like a 911 dispatcher or something like that. I've seen her on some of the previews. But I've never watched the show, so I couldn't tell you how good it is or not. So don't. If you want to know, you'll have to watch it yourself, because I have no idea. I've only seen previews. He's not waiting in line. He's challenging him to a match.
As he should.
For the Universal Championship. On next week's SmackDown. He's like, oh, were you celebrating something? Oh, Jesus. Oh. And they're going to beat him up.
They're all going to beat him up.
Come save him, right?
Somebody. I hear music. Street Profits
are going to come
There
down.
we go. That's what we want to see.
That's a good one.
Uso Street Profits.
That is a good. That's a good matchup
WWE.
right there. A real tag team against a real tag team. Yes.
Two of the best tag teams in the business.
This is good. So my question is, right, does Roman know that his cousins are bullying Paul Heyman?
I don't know.
Because Paul Heyman probably isn't going to say anything.
Look at this 6-man tag match next week, probably.
Ooh, 6-man. Why would Roman insert himself into this garbage?
Who knows?
Pickle's like, I love that scene. It's a character from a serial. Right? They're all giggling and laughing at him for saying it. Oh, Sophie's like, have you seen Valentine's Day? Is that a horror movie or a rom-com? Robbie says,
Valentine's Day.
Finn should have brought
sounds
back
familiar.
up.
I think that's a horror movie.
Finn did bring back up. They just were a little late to the party. Robbie says, do you have no idea, but just told us what the show is about? Dude. It's a preview. Have you ever seen those TV show previews? Jennifer Love Hewitt in a show, that 911 show or whatever. I've only seen a preview for it, and all of a sudden I no shit. It's like, you know what? You ask questions anymore, I'm just not answering them. I don't know. Why don't you look it up? Google it. Bitch. Google it. Vindicator's like, see you guys on Monday. Luna says goodbye, everyone.
Holy shit,
says
it
see
is
you
Friday.
on Monday. All right,
so
everybody.
Wednesday was Friday to me, so this feels like a pay-per-view, so it's all weird.
Sorry, guys.
Because she's staying the night.
Well, thank you guys for everything. Thanks for sticking with us through our app technical difficulties. We were here on time. Something was going on with our app, and it was all messed up. But we do appreciate you guys hanging out with us, sticking with us, and I hope everything's well. P-Cola and Walter and Alita and everybody else on that side of the country and Florida area for the hurricanes and all your weather and stuff. I I hope that it doesn't get too bad. Maybe it won't go up in categories. Maybe it'll be a fluke and it'll stay smaller.
I hope you guys keep your power.
Right?
That's got to be the worst part. It's still pretty warm, though, but
right.
Still, it's got to suck not having power.
People's like, is there no Rampage stream? Okay, Rampage was taped, and so we're not going to do it.
No, we're not going to do Rampage.
We're not doing it tonight. Sorry, guys. We tried it last week, and it's one of those things where it I don't know.
Don't talk bad about it. Just say we're not doing it.
I'm not saying that Rampage is bad. I'm talking about the fact of us doing it. So, like, our problem of it is that it's just a really long night for us to do another hour, even though it's short and quick and usually all that stuff. But, it's just not something
right
we
now,
really
though,
are
if you are watching it, they are starting out with the tag team match.
Yes, they are. As Robbie says, I don't watch trash TV.
The
like
winner
I don't
of
watch
this
it either.
goes on to wrestle in a steel cage match against the Lucha. No, this is the Lucha Bros match.
Yeah. That
Anyways.
is the steel cage match.
All right, guys, we're gonna say goodnight. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gabber. We stand by.
Yeah, is that the steel cage
No,
match?
it's next. It's
I see. Okay.
The winner.
All right.
This is Lucha Bros and Dinosaurs. Next, it's going to be the winner of this in a steel cage match at No Way Out
against the Bucks.
All out, whatever.
All out. So whoever wins this goes up against the Bucks for the titles in a cage match. Got it. All right, guys. Hey, if you want to watch Rampage, of course, it's on TNT. That's where it's at. But we will see you guys again on Monday for Monday Night Raw. Thanks a great weekend.
We appreciate it. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab.
Bye.